Hello, welcome back. In this segment, I wanted to explain why the algorithm will successfully factor n. This is a randomized algorithm, so we need to provide guarantees. What is the probability the algorithm will successfully factor n? So I wanted to go into the details of mathematics. Okay. So very quickly recall that we have been looking into the sequence of numbers like x power u, x power 2u, x power 2 square u, and so on. What is u? U is coming from k. Okay, what is k? K is coming from e times d minus 1. We are assuming e is known, d is known, but we are trying to find p and q. That's the problem. In the previous segment, we shown that if we get two adjacent elements such that one element is not equal to plus or minus 1 and the next element is equal to 1, then we are done. We can just take, let's assume this element is not equal to plus or minus 1. Let's call this element to be y. What all we have to do is GCD of y plus 1 with the n, or GCD of y minus 1 with the n will give us the prime factors of n. Okay, assuming the next element in the sequence is 1. That's why I said y square equal to 1 mod n. All right. The question now is how many x exists? X is randomly chosen from the group Z and star. If there are only a few such x, then we will not have luck. But we will prove now that there are lots of x. For that, I need to introduce you some more mathematics. All right, let's do that. What you're seeing here is a couple of things. First of all, we will select the largest I from 0 through r minus 1, such that x power 2i times u is not equal to 1. The question is, such an I exists or not? The answer is simple. Such an I exists because if you put x to be minus 1, for example, put x to be minus 1, then you have minus 1, and put I to be 0. What will happen to 2 power 0? 2 power 0 is 1, and the u is an odd number, remember? So minus 1 power u is just minus 1, which is not equal to 1. That means we are definitely able to find a largest I such that x power 2 power I dot u or 2 power I times u is not equal to 1 in the group Z star n, okay, that we are playing with. All right, so now create a set called BAD, which contains all elements of the group Z and star such that x power 2 power I times u is plus or minus 1. That's the set BAD. Clearly 1 belongs to BAD, so BAD itself is not an empty set, right? And if an element is not a part of BAD, then we are done. We can successfully factor n. The reason is as follows. Let's assume an element, you choose an element x from Z and star. Let's say your element is here, okay? What can we say now? Since the element is not part of BAD, we know that x power 2 power I times u must be not equal to plus or minus 1. Otherwise, you will have present in BAD. Okay, which means x power 2 power I plus 1 times u must be 1. Why? Because we selected I to be the largest I such that x power 2 power I times u is not equal to 1. Okay, if this was also not equal to 1, we would have selected I plus 1, right? But we selected I to be the largest integer. Therefore, the x power 2 power I plus 1 times u must be 1, which means the x that you have chosen randomly from Z and star is a good x. That's the reason why it's not belonging to BAD, which means that the sequence that we saw earlier will definitely contain two adjacent elements, such that one element is square root of the next element, which means we can factor n. That's what we discussed earlier. Now the question is, what is the size of the BAD set? If the size of the BAD set is so large, then our algorithm will fail because whenever we choose x, we will end up with BAD. But I will show to you that that's not the case. First, I will show to you BAD is a subgroup of Z star n. Okay, we already discussed that BAD is at least having element 1 because 1 power anything is 1. So 1 is belonging to BAD. That means BAD is non-empty. Let's select two elements x and y from BAD. Okay, if you select two elements here from BAD, or a and b, whatever you want to call, you multiply, the answer is also going to be BAD. Reason is, if you select any element in BAD, what can we say? Any x in the BAD will have this property x power 2 power I times u is equal to plus or minus 1. And y is also y power 2 power I times u is equal to plus or minus 1. Now, if you multiply, what will happen? You have xy power 2 power I times u, right? Which can be written as x power 2 power I times u and y power 2 power I times u in all in mod n. So I'm not writing mod n again and again. And this is clearly, we said x and y are part of BAD. That means each component is plus or minus 1. So you have plus or minus 1 here, and you have plus or minus 1 here. So multiplying plus or minus 1 will give you again plus or minus 1, which means our xy is also part of BAD, which means the set BAD is actually closed set. So we found out BAD is closed, BAD is non-empty. 1 belongs to bad, that's enough to say bad is a subgroup of Z star n. Okay, we proved this theorem earlier that if you have a subset of a group which is satisfying this the closed property, and you proved that identity element also exists, then that particular subset is actually a subgroup of Z star n. All right. And now the next theorem I need to prove is the size of bad is not more than half of the Z star n, because bad is going to be a strict subgroup. Okay, that's the next part of the demo. I will do that.